Okay, guys, I have to admit, I'm obsessed now. Okay, I started watching this Jae Bae content and I can't look away, and I'm sure you can't either. I wish she would post more videos, but as we all know, she's going through some issues at the moment. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, watch any video on the internet about her right now. But anyways, I thought it'd be fun to watch some of her older videos. By older, I mean like a month ago. She was just posting regularly until recently, and she was doing some like debunking fatphobic myths. And I thought we could all watch it together, guys. Let's do that. Let's have a kiki. Let's have fun. Let's sit down with Jae Bae and just learn about some fatphobic myths and see if we can debunk her debunking. Right? Okay. I also might turn the sound off just because I think she's gonna have some like music in the background, and I'm not sure if we can like actually put it on YouTube because YouTube is strict about that stuff, and I hate it. Okay, let's go. Debunking common fatphobic myths, part 1. Myth number 1: fat people don't care about their health. False. Health is not determined by size. Many factors contribute to a person's health, including genetics, environment, mental health, and access to care. A person's health cannot be accurately judged based on their body size alone. Unless you're of a certain BMI, right, guys? I totally get that if you're like on the BMI scale and you're just considered overweight and maybe you don't fit into that narrow box of what a healthy weight is, like you're like a 27 or something on the BMI scale, right? But once you start getting into the morbid obese, super morbid obese, it's like, no, you have a pretty good idea of whether somebody is healthy or not. I'm not healthy, okay? I'm trying my best to get healthy, but I know I'm not healthy. And genetics does not play nearly as much of a role as they say it is. I honestly, this is my personal opinion of how the genetics factors in with fat. I think if you very easily gain fat, like you just put on lots and lots of fat, I think you can very easily gain muscle. I just think your body is really good at storing calories and like able to use that. So, for example, whenever I work out, I gain muscle really, really fast. Like if I'm not injuring myself because I have a joint issue, but just muscles by themselves, I gain muscles super fast. Alex and I have this joke about my butchness because I'm just like freakishly strong all the time. I can do things like just like randomly lift desks over my head, and I don't even know like why. I mean, I just say it's like it's genetically because I have milkmaid power, right? Like my ancestors were like plowing farms and stuff, and so back then they weren't all fat, but they were probably very muscular, and that's just the people that I come from. But obviously my body's like, yeah, let's take in those calories, right? And I just gotta, work out harder to make sure I'm not that those calories aren't distributing towards fat, but are instead distributing towards muscle. Don't agree with her on that one. And she's dancing. Yep, and she's still dancing. Okay. Myth number 2: being fat is a choice. False. Weight is influenced by genetics, environment, metabolism. She's always just bringing up genetics and environment and other factors beyond personal control. It's not simply a result of poor decisions or lack of willpower. It's funny when she says environment because I don't think she understands that when people do studies, environment also includes like the food that you're eating. So yeah, if you're eating a lot of really crappy food, for sure that's going to influence your weight. More pictures or videos of her walking in a bathing suit. Myth number 3: fat people are lazy and don't exercise. I just said fat randomly. False. Many fat people engage in various forms of exercise, from hiking to dancing, and enjoy movement as part of a healthy lifestyle. Physical activity should be about enjoyment and overall well-being, not just weight loss. Well, if you do enough physical activity, it will eventually lead to weight loss. Sorry to tell you. And if you're not losing weight, you're probably not doing it properly. And by the way, as somebody who has hiked as a very fat person, it is not easy. And yes, you burn a ton of calories. Why is she always just like walking towards the camera? Okay, there are a lot of misconceptions about fat people, and it's time to challenge them. In this series, I'll be sharing the realities of fat bodies, health, and humanity to help break down these harmful myths and promote a better understanding. Stay tuned. Well, we are staying tuned, and we're totally going to watch the next one. I bet she's going to be walking towards the camera a lot more and posing because that seems to be her thing. Okay, now we're going to do part 2 as if we had any other choice. She's walking towards the camera. Myth number 1: fat people can't have fulfilling intimate relationships. Well, that's definitely a myth because, well, I mean, I'm not sure about her relationship in general, but definitely a myth. I've seen a lot of fat people being happy and fat together. That's what they call it, fat and happy, right? Okay. False. Fat people can have fulfilling intimate relationships. Attraction, love, and intimacy aren't defined by size. Fat people experience meaningful emotional, physical, and sexual connections, proving this harmful stereotype wrong. This is true. This is like the one I probably agree with her about. But we all know how this turned out. Myth number 2: fat people are only desired for fetishization. Ooh, I don't think only, but I think there is a large portion of the population that dates fat people who are definitely into it, even if they don't say so. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been on a dating app and somebody immediately started talking about my body size. Freaked me out. False. Plenty of fat people experience meaningful relationships built on love, respect, and mutual connection. Stop telling us we just fulfill a fetish. We are more than our bodies. I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, it's not going to stop the fetish from happening. People still have fetishes, and I do think many fat people experience meaningful relationships built on love, respect, and mutual connection, but the fetishes are still there. I don't know what she's doing with the camera. Myth 3, fat people can't live happy, fulfilling lives. False. Fat people can and do live their best lives, thriving in careers, relationships, and personal growth. Size doesn't limit joy, success, or potential. I think it probably limits the longevity of your life for sure. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to lose weight. I want to be 111, okay, guys? I know how I'm going to die. I'm going to be 111 on my birthday. They're going to wheel me to a top of a hill. There's going to be a thunderstorm, and I'm going to get struck by lightning, and that is how I'm going to die. Okay? We got to all work towards that goal. Don't let me die until that point. Myth number 4, there's nothing beautiful about fat people. Well, I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I think a lot of fat people can have really nice faces, but obviously what kind of body size you're attracted to is going to be on a personal level. And unfortunately, when you're larger, that personal level is typically for fetishists. It's just a fact of the matter. False. Beauty is subjective. That is true. And fat people can have their own unique, undeniable beauty. That's true. Beauty isn't defined by size, and diverse bodies reflect the true variety of human experience. Sure, but if we're talking about averages, it's probably most people are not going to be attracted to larger people. It's just a fact of the matter. And like, I have to accept that about myself too. I mean, I'm not trying to put myself down. Like I said, people have been attracted to me, but there are limitations to the opportunities that you have. Okay, myth number 5, fat people don't care about their appearance if they don't engage in hyperfeminine practices like doing their hair and makeup every day. I mean, I don't think you have to do your hair and makeup every day, but I think when you have a culture that is very presentation oriented, if you're not doing your hair and makeup and you're fat, it's like a double whammy, right? So like you can get away with not having to wear makeup or something if you're just like a naturally thin face, or you're just prettier on average, or you're thin. I mean, and that's not every thin person. Some thin people definitely need to wear makeup because their skin's crap, and I totally get that. But it's if you're wearing an ill-fitting shirt, ill-fitting clothes in general, your hair's a mess. Those are all signal indicators of how you care for yourself. This like goes against all like 90s logic that we learned in elementary school. Just people need to love you for who you are. Don't judge a book by its cover. It was like, but people do. People do. People totally will take a look at you and be like, if you didn't care enough about yourself to show up here looking a certain way, we can only assume so much. Yes, as fat people can still care about their appearance without adhering to restrictive beauty standards, comfort and self-expression should be respected, no matter a person's size. Sure, but you can still be comfortable and have self-expression and still look nice. I don't know why we're looking at this. She's in the pool. Okay. And now she's swimming. And that appears to be all the myths and stuff that she has, supposedly debunked on her TikTok that have been uploaded at this moment. Obviously, she hasn't posted in a bit, so not really sure if she's going to upload anymore, but what do you guys think? Are there any other fat myths that you're aware of? Do you want to debunk these myths of your own? Do you have an opinion on them? Just let me know down below. Comment down in the video. I want to know. For me personally, I don't really care. I know that seems like a silly thing to say. After all, I did make this video. I'm just amused, okay? And I want you guys to be amused with me. We can all, I feel like sometimes when you have a movement like this, it's like, I'm not laughing at her for being fat, but I am laughing at the ridiculousness of which she's asserting herself that any of this is to be taken seriously, right? I don't know. Well, you guys, just have a great day. I'll talk to you later. More short videos coming soon. Just, whatever, all that stuff. Okay, bye.